Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC, and today I will be reviewing the Libtech MCWayfinder 3, or as I like to call it, the Mick Wayfinder 3. If you're interested in this board or any other boards or bindings that I mentioned in this video, make sure you're going down in that description and clicking those affiliate links. That way you know you're getting exactly what you're looking for. This board is equipped with Mervin's hybrid C2 directional camber profile. So what that means is you're going to have a rocker section in the nose, a longer camber section underneath your foot with a long reverse camber section in between your feet, and a tighter camber section underneath your back foot with a little bit of rocker on the tail. So what that's going to do for you is that's going to give you that surf feeling when you're getting in and out of turns. Also, you're going to be able to backseat drive this board just a little bit better with a little bit more stability that you're looking for to get out of that camber, pretty much that pop, that power, and all of that drive. The Mick Wayfinder 3 comes in only two sizes, a 155 and a 160. I rode this board at Copper Mountain where it was a beautiful day with almost every condition out there. We got about, I don't know, shin deep worth of snow the night before, where they groomed pretty much all of the runs, so you had to go look for it in the trees, and if you knew where to look, it was absolutely amazing. As the day went on, it got softer, a little bit more slushy, but for the most part, as long as you knew where to go, you could easily have a great POW day in there no matter what. I used my Ride Fuse boots and my Jones Mercury phase bindings. When we're talking overall flex on the Mick Wayfinder 3, it's definitely softer than the middle of the road, but it does have a directional flex to it. I would say it's not crazy drastic or anything like that, but you'll definitely notice that the nose is going to be softer than the tail is because you have a more compact, aggressive camber zone in the tail here, right underneath your back foot. It just feels a little bit more stable than the actual noses, where it's just a little bit more drawn out, a little bit longer, a little bit more mellow. So that's pretty much where it's going to be at. And when you torsionally foot steer this thing, it feels like the overall flex. It's not going to take a lot of work. As we translate into the stability portion, this board is fairly stable, especially when you're in that fresh powder. It floats really well. It wants to just stay up above the snow. And when you're on those smooth, perfect groomers, the thing is nice and stable. It doesn't feel like there's a top speed on the smooth groomers. As you get to the more chewed up areas, the not as fresh powder, that sort of thing, that's when you're going to start feeling this board getting a little bouncy on you, but it is still really nice and damp. Because it is a Mervin, they pretty much just put in all of those nice dampening agents, so you're not feeling this thing just absolutely rattling, especially because you do have that long rocker zone in between the feet that can cause chatter in the nose and the tail. It does not do it on this board. I'm going to be honest with it, this board isn't really made to get in the air and have crazy ollie power on it, because you do have this long rocker section, or I should say reverse camber section in between your feet. When you do go to load it up, it just doesn't feel like it returns everything for you. I mean, look at this thing. It's shaped like a surfboard. It's pretty much meant to ride like that, so it's not meant to really get in the air. It can go off the side hits and rollers. You're just not going to be getting to the moon or just absolutely blasting off. This thing does way better when you're just keeping it on the ground. While I have you here and you're enjoying this video so much, you might as well like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our scheduled programming. This board is so much fun to butter on. Like, I can't really describe how much fun it is, because like it has two different personalities. When you're buttering it in the powder, I was able to just pretty much throw all of my weight into this nose and really jump into that, get a nice 180 butter, and just have this nose totally flexing and just hold me. I was actually quite surprised with that. I didn't think it was going to. I was like, I'm gonna fold this nose and just eat it. And I didn't. It actually held really well. It put up enough of a fight where I could get this tail just all the way in the air and just have it hold me. Super fun, actually. I would highly recommend doing it. As you butter on the tail, it's going to require a little bit more work, but you can still really lean back on this thing, get it up to that midnight, especially in the fresh powder. It will do it for you, no problem. I did butter the tail on a roller, and it actually held up a lot better than I was expecting. I thought this thing was going to just kind of fold on me and just kind of send me off into the distance. It didn't. It held surprisingly well, where I just had a blast on this thing, keeping it loose, keeping it on the ground, and just buttering around on it. It was so much fun. One of my favorite boards to actually do pow butters on for the whole year. I'll have to say that, just because it was just almost untouchable when you just keep this board on the ground in contact with the snow. This board carves extremely well when it comes to smooth groomers and powder. Like, that's where you want this thing. And I would say definitely keep that weight shifted back over the back foot. That's where your power is going to come from out of this thing. But just treat it like a surfboard, really. Just throw that weight back, really let this nose kind of wander, and just have a great time. It'll hit any carve for you, no problem. I think I had the best time getting in super tight trees and just wiggling this thing around. Because I could just stand on this back foot and really maneuver the front here, it made it super easy, super fun. Just one of the most surfy boards out there. It was a blast. It will Euro carve too, so if you get it on like a perfectly smooth groomer, power off this back foot and you're gonna be a-okay there. And honestly, this thing does carving the best out of any other category, I'll say, where it's just crazy fun to carve on. It just feels cool, it looks cool, it's great. I absolutely love this thing for those just mellow cruisy carves. Like, one of the best out there in my opinion. Rider in mind, this board is made for that cruisy, surfy rider that doesn't really care about top speed. They just want to be able to get in the trees and just kind of wiggle this thing throughout and just have a super fun, surfy, relaxed time on it. If you're looking for another way to get involved in the Angry Snowboarder community, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. What is it, you might ask? Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. I had such a great time on this board. It was the day after a POW day, so it was kind of like just looking for POW at that point, and boy did I find it with this thing. I went up the park lift, just being like, okay, here's where I'll just get on and I'll just be able to make it wherever I want to go from here. And notice the XL line had just knee-deep POW on the sides of it, and I was like, well, I have to go and surf that. And holy crap, was it fun. Like, I took that lap probably 4 or 5 times that day, just because you could just surf it like it was an actual wave and really have a good time. I did find some of the crusty stuff underneath, but it really didn't matter because I had enough power in this tail to really just be able to hold my line, and it was so much fun. I like can't get over how much fun this board actually was, like keeping it on the ground. If you guys have seen any of my videos or my riding style, you know I like to get in the air, like to hit a bunch of side hits, that sort of thing. But on this board, I was like, I don't need them today. I'm just gonna keep this thing on the ground, find those crazy tight lines that nobody else can do, and just go and surf the earth on this thing. And it did it so well. I was like, you know, the MCWayfinder 2 is pretty good, but the Mick Wayfinder 3, even better. I love how they've changed it and just made it even better than before. A little bit more surf inspired in my eyes, at least, where you just stand on that back foot and just get this thing wiggling. So much fun. If you need a surf inspired board, I would highly recommend picking this one up. It's definitely one of my favorite of the year. Comparable boards: the Jones Storm Chaser, the Nitro Dinghy, and the Salomon Fish. Recommended bindings: the Bent Metal Logic, the Salomon Hologram, and the Union Ultra. As always, guys, I've been your host TC, and this has been my review of the LibTech Mick Wayfinder 3. If this just doesn't sound like the board for you, or you just need to do a little bit more research and find that surfy snowboard, I would highly recommend checking out one of the comparable boards, and that way you know exactly what you're getting and it's going to fit your needs to a T.